Chad, what did you mean? Did you just say you think Ethan's making a big mistake about his wedding?
I love Gwen. I don't love Teresa. And she'll get over me. It's a crush. Look, I am marrying Gwen, and I'm gonna make her a very happy woman.
Look, man, it's your life, and I don't mean to tell you how to run it, but I still think you're making a big mistake about this wedding.
Ethan, what were you two just talking about? What big mistake are you making?
You're gonna be a what? A nun. I mean, I don't see any other way. I have lost Ethan forever, and there will never be another man in my life. I'm going to join a convent.
Teresa, you wouldn't last 5 seconds in a convent, okay?
I'm gonna join an order where I have to take a vow of silence, where I'll never see another man, and I'll never have my heart broken again.
Answer me, Ivy. Why don't you want Sam to see Ethan's birth records?
Eve, I am begging you. Please, just change the birth records to show that Ethan was born prematurely.
Why should I do anything for you? You who have been blackmailing me for months.
Yes, and I can still ruin you if you don't do as I ask.
Wait a minute. Now, you said you had something on Sam. That would bind him to you, so powerful that he would leave Grace. Oh, it's Ethan, isn't it? But what does Sam have to do with Ethan? Oh my God. Ethan isn't a Crane? Ethan Bennett's son!
Keep your voice down.
I don't care who hears me. If it's true, Sam needs to be told. No! I am not going to keep this from Sam, Ivy. I am going to tell Sam that Ethan is his son.
Bennett. I heard all about you and Ethan.
You know, we've been gone for a while. I should get back to Charity.
Simone, the pendant's missing. I must have dropped it somewhere.
You must embrace evil, Charity. Embrace evil.
But I don't understand.
Embrace evil. Embrace evil. Embrace evil.
No idea the pendant could unleash such evil. Even the ghost of Charity's mother, the Good Faith Standish, Grace's twin sister, is telling her to do evil. Will she do it? We can only hope so. Because if she doesn't, it's curtains for us.
I would hold the hand of the one who could leave me places, and kiss the lips of the one who could sing so sweet. And I would fly on the wings of the bird I knew. Could take me high as breathe in, breathe out. Keep me alive. You are the fire burning inside of me. You are my passion for life.
Mom, are you sure you want me to embrace evil?
Yes! I want you to follow your heart's deepest desire. You sunk the boat, trying to strangle Miguel. That is only the beginning, Charity. You will cause great harm to many people, and nothing can stop you now.
What happens if Charity doesn't listen to her mother? I have no control over the power unleashed by that pendant. We're helpless if Charity fights it. And then the evil will retaliate and destroy us.
Chad, tell me what you meant. What is the big mistake about the wedding?
Chad was just saying that I was making a mistake in a couple of the wedding songs. That's all. Right, Chad?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. We was just talking about the music.
The music, well, it sounded like you were telling Ethan that you thought that it was a big mistake for him to marry me.
Oh, no. Ethan's made it very clear to me that he wants to marry you.
Hey, I'm sorry if you were upset.
You know, this is all just pre-wedding jitters, and besides, my mother is not letting up about Teresa.
Teresa?
Well, my mother has this paranoid idea that Teresa's trying to steal Ethan away from me. So when I came in and I heard you two talking, I thought that you were saying that it was a mistake for Ethan to be marrying me, that I was the wrong woman.
Hey, what are you talking about? Of course I'm marrying the right woman. I love you.
Sister Teresa! Oh, Mother Superior! Oh, I'm so sorry. Oh, I know I'm bad. I just can't help myself.
This place is not for you, my child. Go. Go find the love you seek elsewhere.
You're right. I would make a lousy nun.
Good. Now you're finally starting to make some kind of sense.
Well, maybe I'll join the army instead.
The army. Right. Look, Teresa, you don't have to leave Harmony just because things didn't work out between you and Ethan.
But how can I stay when he is going to marry Gwen?
Look, you told Ethan how you felt, and he had a choice to make. He chose Gwen. Look, I know how devastated you are, Teresa, but you know what? It is finally over. You can get on with your life.
But I don't have a life without Ethan.
Teresa, don't be melodramatic, okay? You should feel liberated. You should be thinking about your future, Teresa. Your education, your career. You have your whole life ahead of you.
But I can't think of anything except how I feel.
Well, what about fashion design? You used to want that. You used to want a career in fashion design. What about that?
Of course I do, but I wanted it all. I wanted to have a career in fashion and to be Mrs. Ethan Crane.
Well, that's not gonna happen.
I know. And it's not fair. If the world were fair, Ethan would be with me right now.
Well, it wouldn't be very fair to Gwen, the woman he's promised to marry.
He's only doing it out of duty to his family, Whit. He's a Crane, and he's been programmed to marry a Hotchkiss. And if he weren't a Crane, well, he would let himself realize that he loves me and not Gwen.
But he is a Crane, Teresa. There's nothing you can do to change that.
So what did you hear about me and Ethan?
That he's taking you before the police review board for gross negligence. You put all those students in danger when you allowed the prom to be held on that leaky tub of a boat. Not only did my wife and son almost drown, so did I.
It was a freak storm, Julian. The police department certainly can't be blamed. Ethan will make a big mistake, throwing around accusations against the police department.
Ethan is a Crane. Cranes never back down. My son will rake you over the coals, just as my father did to yours. Ethan will do to you.
Eve, look. Sam knows that Ethan was born 9 months after he and I slept together. I told him that Ethan was premature so he would think that Ethan was Julian's son. If he sees those birth records, he's going to know that Ethan was full term. Please, just change the records to show that Ethan was born prematurely.
So you admit it. Ethan is Sam's son. How could you have kept this from him all these years, Ivy?
Oh, I would have kept it from him forever if I hadn't lost my mind. I wanted Sam so badly. I thought that if he knew we had a child together, he'd want me back in his life.
You know, Ivy, that is all beside the point. Sam deserves to know that he has another son.
But I wasn't thinking clearly, Eve. Really, you know, I tried everything to get Sam away from Grace, and nothing worked. And when I thought I was gonna die, I just blurted out the truth.
Yes, so now you're trying to take your foot out of your mouth.
Ethan's grandfather just said that he was going to bypass Julian and make Ethan head of the Crane Empire. Eve, I cannot take Ethan's life away from him. If he's exposed as Sam's son, he will inherit nothing. I won't allow that to happen, Eve, please. Please, just change the records to show that Ethan was born prematurely. If not for me, then please do it for Ethan.
Are you sure you want me to do evil, Mom?
Yes. It's what I want. You have it in you. Oh, don't be afraid. Use your powers to destroy, to kill, to spread harm everywhere.
Poor innocent Charity. Tamika, cry. Save your tears for your own funeral, Tintin. If Charity stays innocent and good, we're doomed.
Man, look at that fire.
So why do we bother getting more firewood?
Charity, are you okay?
You'll find someone, Teresa, and you're gonna fall madly in love.
Nope. I will never find love again now that I've lost Ethan. That's why I have to make sure that you find love with Chad.
Okay, stop trying to invent something there, okay? Chad doesn't care anything about me.
Well, that's not true. I mean, didn't he save your life not just once, but twice?
Yeah, and I owe him. I mean, he almost killed himself when he pushed me out of the way from that falling construction debris.
And he kept you alive when the prom boat sank? Even with his injuries, he was able to save you.
I know, and I was so worried about him. He never should have left the hospital when he did. Even when my parents offered to pay, he refused.
He has a lot of pride, Whit. Can't you just admit that you care about him? I mean, when you saw the blood on the chair at the book cafe, and you thought it might be Chad's, you went over to his place to see if he was okay.
Yeah, well, a lot of good it did, Teresa. He wouldn't even open the door. Superintendent had to let me in.
Well, was he all right?
He said he was fine. Acted like I was bothering him for even coming over. So, don't go thinking that Chad's heart goes pity-pat when he sees me, Teresa. Because it doesn't.
I think you are totally wrong. And there is one way to find out.
Chad, you get a couple of coffees?
Yeah. Listen, man, I know you don't like hearing this, but I still think you're making a big mistake. You and Teresa belong together.
Look, Chad, stop turning my head around.
Look, Ethan, man, call it off before it's too late. Because if you get married to Gwen, you're gonna make everybody miserable.
No, this is not up for discussion. I made the decision a long time ago. I'm going to marry Gwen.
You don't love her.
Yes, I do, and I've told you that over and over again.
Hey, look, man, you're gonna marry her because you just think you're supposed to. All right, listen, man. If you marry Gwen, you're gonna be spending every day of your marriage wondering what it might be like to be with Teresa.
I found it. Wedding of the year. Powerful Crane-Hotchkiss alliance. Ethan Crane, heir to the Crane Empire, is to marry Gwen Hotchkiss of Hotchkiss Enterprises. Well, it sounds more like a business merger than a wedding announcement. Not exactly the way I would have put it, but it will certainly make my mother happy.
Are you saying she's just interested in the business merger part of it?
You know my mother. I love you, Ethan. I would marry you even if you were penniless. But you're not, so we don't even need to talk about it. You being a Crane is just icing on the cake.
I don't want to hurt Ethan, but you've already told Sam the truth.
But I denied it. I told him I was delirious from the cut on my head. I'm not sure Sam was convinced, and I am sure he is going to try to find out the truth. And if he sees those records, he'll know that Ethan was conceived when we slept together on my wedding night.
Your wedding night?
Yes. Yes, and don't look at me like I'm dirt. It was an arranged marriage, and I was prepared to be a good, dutiful wife until I overheard Julian telling Alistair that he didn't love me. So I ran back to Sam, and I would have stayed with him forever. But my father forced me to go back to Julian.
And you were already pregnant with Sam's child.
How could I tell him the truth? I'd already broken his heart, and I knew he hated me. So I just let Julian think that Ethan was his son. Having Ethan inherit everything. That's my revenge on the entire Crane family.
This is a nightmare, Ivy.
And you can make it all go away, Eve, by changing one little thing on the birth certificate, and nobody ever has to know the truth.
I'll know the truth, Ivy. I will know that I kept Sam from knowing that Ethan is his son, and that I kept Ethan from knowing his father. I can't do that.
You have to help me, Eve.
You blackmailed me into trying to get Sam away from Grace, into betraying my best friend, but this is going too far, Ivy. You can't do this to your own son. You have to do what's right. Ethan deserves to know that he is a Bennett, and if you won't tell him, I will.
Don't stand so close. That's weird. What happened to the fire? It must have been a gust of wind that fanned the fire for a minute.
Do you see that? She stole the pendant.
It was hers to begin with, Kay.
Charity, what is it? What's wrong?
I really don't want to talk about it, okay?
Charity, if something's upsetting you, you gotta tell me. You can trust me.
I saw my mother.
Charity, your mother's dead.
I saw her in the flames.
Charity, your mother died in fire, so maybe that's why you think you saw her in the flames.
No, I saw her and she spoke to me.
She spoke to you? Does your mother talk to you often, Charity?
What did your mother say to you?
She said really strange things. Terrible things. She really scared me, Miguel.
Come on. I'm gonna take you to a place that I know will help you.
Well, I hope Miguel's taking her to a psycho ward. The girl now sees dead people in fires.
You know, I don't know what this means, but it really frightens me.
Simone is right to be scared. They should all be scared. Uncontrollable evil has been unleashed in Harmony. We shall all be destroyed.
Eve, I don't think you understand exactly what's at stake. If the enormous power and prestige of the Crane dynasty weren't about to be handed over to Ethan, maybe, just maybe, I would be tempted to tell him the truth. But I have suffered for years married to a man I loathe. All for Ethan, all so that he could be heir.
Is it right to play God? I believe it's a sin.
Who are you to talk? You won't even admit that Chad is your son.
Chad is not my son, Ivy. How many times do I have to tell you that my son died right after he was born?
I am warning you, Eve. If you tell Sam about Ethan, then I am going to have to tell your daughters exactly what you are. A cheap slut who slept with Julian and had a child with him.
Make no mistake, Ethan will come at you with all his knives sharpened. Be prepared for a bloodbath.
Sam.
Well, this is a surprise.
This will be perfect.
Chad, that's the music Teresa and I were dancing to at the jazz club.
Yeah, I know. Thought maybe if you heard the song, you'd realize you was picking the wrong woman.
Look, would you stop saying that?
Look, man, you ain't doing Gwen no favors by marrying her when you love Teresa.
Oh, Ethan, I love this song. We definitely have to play it at our wedding. Let's try it out. Sorry, darling. Hello? Bailey, hi. No, I was gonna call you later. What? Oh, my God.
Hey, what is it?
No.
Miguel, why are we here?
I thought you could just sit quietly and think about your mother.
No, I don't want to think about my mother right now.
Charity, when your mother died in that fire, your amnesia wiped out most of your memories of her. But I know you loved her. Yeah, and she loved you. She would never say anything to make you afraid to remember her.
Yeah, but she did. She said awful things, Miguel.
Try not to think about those things. Try to think about the good things you remember about her.
Okay, I'll try.
Can Tabitha see Charity? Yes, she's praying to that damn angel. The little angel girl? Can the angel keep Charity from becoming evil?
I certainly hope not. But if she does, the question is, will evil retaliate against me?
I'm afraid of what my mother said to me. I want to obey her, but I do not want to do evil things. Can you help me?
That wasn't your mother, Charity.
You're alive.
The voice you heard from the flames, the face you thought was your mother, those are the forces of evil.
But how is that possible?
They're waging a war against goodness. They're fighting for your soul. They tried to reach you through your mother.
So it wasn't my mother?
No. Evil can take many forms. You mustn't believe what you see or hear. You must fight.
I'm afraid, but I'll try. What do I have to do to fight the evil?
Damn that little angel for interfering.
I didn't expect anyone to be here, Eve.
I'm just looking up some records, Sam. What are you doing here?
Oh, I need to look up a record, too.
This official police business?
No, it's personal. I need to see Ethan Crane's birth records.
Ethan Crane's birth records. Why?
Ivy told me something crazy, something unbelievable, and it's been nagging at me, so I wanted to log on the computer and check it out. Do you mind?
Well, Sam, the computerized files don't go back that far. Ethan Crane's files would still be in a file folder.
I wouldn't know where to start. I think you could help me out.
Well, Sam, you know, these files are confidential.
I realize that. But you're a doctor with access. Do you think you could look at the file for me?
Yeah, I suppose I could do that.
Thanks, Eve.
Here it is. So what is it you need to know, Sam?
I need to know if Ethan was born prematurely.
Julian Crane.
Julian, I just had a call from Ethan. He seems to be concerned about my decision to pass you over and make him my heir.
My son is appalled by your decision, Father. He knows I should be heir. He's defending my rights. He'd never keep me from taking over.
You are a fool, Julian. Ethan is a Crane, powers in his blood. He'd step over you without a second thought.
Teresa, please stop. Ethan chose Gwen, not you. Chad, will you please turn off this song? This is bringing up memories for Ethan and Teresa.
Good. They belong together.
No, they don't. Ethan chose Gwen to marry, not her.
Yeah, and that's a big mistake. Let's see how long Ethan can look at Teresa without wanting to hold her in his arms and tell her that he loves her.
Chad, can you please just stop it?
Maybe you don't want to let love in your life, but don't try to keep it from Teresa's.
Oh, Ethan.
Hey, what's wrong?
Bailey got the measles. She can't be my maid of honor. It's too late to ask anyone else. I mean, all my other friends are already bridesmaids.
Well, I'm sure we can find someone else.
Even if we could, there's no more time left to have another dress made. Teresa! Teresa, you're exactly the same size as Bailey. You could do it.
I can do what?
Be my maid of honor.
What do I have to do to fight evil?
You must be brave and strong. Don't let the forces of darkness guide you. Use all your powers to fight them.
But sometimes I feel like something's taken over my mind.
Those are times we must fight harder than ever. You can't let them take control.
I'll try. Simone, do you see what I'm seeing right now?
Charity is talking to that statue. What a wacko. Okay, this is church. We shouldn't say bad things about Charity while we're in here.
I just hope Miguel sees Charity talking to the statue.
This is the big test, Timmy. If the angel can prevent Charity from doing evil, then we will have lost. And the evil unleashed by the pendant will turn on us.
Am I right in assuming that these birth records will show if Ethan was born premature or not?
Yes. I mean, if he was, it'll be in here.
What does it say?
Well, from what I can see,
Yeah?
Ethan was born prematurely.
Ethan is not my son.
Your son?
Look, I know I can talk to you about this, just you and me, right? I already told TC about it.
TC never mentioned anything to me.
Yeah, well, he wouldn't. When Ivy and I were out in the ocean fighting for our lives, she told me that Ethan was my son. And I believed her.
Did you?
Yeah. But, then she denied it. So I had to check it out for myself. If Ethan was born premature, then he wouldn't be my son.
How do you feel about that, Sam?
In a way, I guess I was a little disappointed.
You mean you would have wanted Ethan to be your son?
Father, if Ethan won't accept the reins of power, what then?
Believe me, once Ethan gets a taste of power, he'll do whatever it takes to hold on to it. He's your son. He'd no more give up power than you would.
But Father, why now, when we should really be dealing with Ivy?
Ivy?
Yes. She's up to something, Father.
So you say.
What if I could prove that Ivy was up to something?
You want me to be your maid of honor?
You would be doing me an enormous favor, Teresa. Besides, think of all the people you'll meet who could help you in your career.
Teresa, I think she's right. Maybe you should just go for it.
Yeah.
Excuse us for a minute. Gwen, you can't ask Teresa to be your maid of honor.
Why not?
What, at the last minute? I mean, it's humiliating to her. It's not right.
Ethan, I totally disagree. It shows how much we've come to depend on her, and it shows that I don't consider her a threat. And it will prove to my mother that I trust you completely. She's not a threat, is she?
Look, I mean, did you just see the look on her face? I just don't think she's interested in filling in.
Ethan, she was just caught off guard. I'm sure that if you go over there and ask her, she'll say yes.
You want me to ask her?
Ethan, she can't refuse you anything. Please, for me?
Okay, if that's what you want. Teresa, can I speak to you for a moment? Look, Teresa, I know this is a terrible imposition to you. And I know that you don't want to do it, but if you turn it down, it might make Gwen suspicious again. Revive her fears that you are in love with me.
I mean, she'll do it, won't she?
Ethan, I can't be Gwen's maid of honor. I can't be a witness to your marriage when I love you so much.
Teresa, don't say that.
But it's true.
I'm sorry, Gwen, but she said no.
Really? Well, what reason did she give?
Just that she feels kind of awkward and it wouldn't be right. But I'm sure that we can find someone else. Let's talk about it later, though.
Fine. We have to go get our blood tests anyway.
Yeah, let's go. I gotta pay the cashier before we go.
See you.
Teresa, you did the right thing, okay?
Don't listen to her, Teresa. I think you should stay right in Ethan's face. I think he's this close to changing his mind.
He is?
It ain't over till it's over.
Ethan, Gwen, wait! I'll do it.
Right on, Teresa.
In a way, part of me kind of hoped I had another son. But I guess it's just as well it's not true. I don't know what I would have done to Ivy if it were. You have no idea how evil that woman is, Eve.
No. Well, I guess there isn't any reason to mention this to Grace since it isn't true.
Thanks. I'd appreciate it. Well, thanks, and good night.
Father, Ivy has been up to something for months. I'm not imagining it.
If you can come up with some proof, we'll discuss it. I'm not making any promises, Julian.
I'll get the proof.
Thank you for not telling Sam.
You bitch. I didn't lie for you. I did it to protect my children.
I only asked you to lie for my son.
I hope Sam keeps digging until he finds the truth. And when he and Ethan are reunited, I hope that they both hate and despise you.
Well, that's not going to happen now that Sam is convinced Ethan was premature.
Well, well. My lovely and devious wife. What on earth were you doing in the hospital records room?
Quick, Timmy. Hide. They're coming. Look, Timmy. The pendant is glowing again.
Timmy sees.
Evil is taking over Charity once more. It won't turn against me. Oh, we've won, Timmy. And the angel has lost. Charity is coming over to the dark side. And I will please the dark forces once more.
You haven't won yet. Charity will fight you.
But she'll lose, you little brat. The pendant she's wearing is in control.
I know. Not even you can control the evil unleashed by the pendant. The only hope for the people of Harmony is for Charity to resist the forces of the dark side and fight evil. If she can't, all is lost.